This apartment is really special for me because it was where my family and myself and my siblings actually spent a lot of time when we were young. We were raised and born in the UK, so coming over to the islands, this is the apartment where we stayed. Also, it was the apartment which was left for me, and my mother actually died in this apartment with me. So it was really actually important for me to honour her legacy in a way, and also introduce the bits that I wasn't really allowed to have because she was very particular. So it was something that I felt I had to do, and it was really important for me to do it just right. Originally, this apartment was on 2 floors. So I actually wanted to separate it, and obviously the first floor was an attic with amazing views, but probably the most sellable. And I really wanted to do the apartment in a very special way. So although it was kind of riddled rather with difficulties because everything depended on that top floor, I thought, well, if I sell that one first, and if I'm able to sell it, then I can use that money to transform the apartment of my dreams, I suppose, and something that actually was a testimony to the lives that they had as well. So I did that. I just separated it. I'm very lucky to find the most amazing person that sold it for me. And that is the way how I managed to get the funds ready to actually make this into a really special place. It was really important for me to have a lot of my own beliefs within this space, not just my mother's and my family, but mine as well. And of course, for me, sustainability is the only way. There were some beautiful elements, of course, already here present, and it was something I just didn't want to lose. I mean, the bathrooms, the actual apartment actually is a sort of testimony to the 70s and 80s. And I know it's a bit crazy. I mean, this room was always red. It was always my room, which is a bit weird, but, you know, it was always red. It was a sort of colour that was probably a bit Bieber-esque in the 70s, so I wanted to keep it. The bathrooms are in marble, and, you know, all the taps and everything a little bit over the top, 80s style. And I just thought that would be great to keep. So it was easy for me to think, okay, this actually works with what I believe in. Why get rid of all this fabulous stuff? It might not work, but I'm sure to find someone that might actually agree with the same principles I have. And let's try. And that's how I started the project off, really. I actually always have thought of my life everywhere in the world. So this particular space on the islands, I wanted to incorporate it into an office for when I'm working, because I can work anywhere, but it'd be quite nice to work in a beautiful space that I love. Then obviously as an event space, because I like to share a lot with creatives, and I thought it would be lovely to have events here, open it up for other people to enjoy, to understand the history. And that is a contradiction between what the family values of my parents were. I mean, you know, the house was something that you kept separate, and the office was definitely not to be integrated, and you weren't really allowed to invite anybody around unless they were of the chosen. And that I found absolutely incredibly stupid, really. So I actually wanted to incorporate that, as well as a creative space where I can actually use the different areas of the house to, well, take photographs, let other people come and enjoy that sort of idea, and as well to just enjoy the company of like-minded people, really. That's part of my ideas. I didn't actually realize that I actually knew the right kind of people, but I met Louisa when she was running her own company, well, a fashion company really. I mean, she's always done her own thing, so it's a bit hard. But her company was a company called Confia Coño, which I thought was so original. And I'd seen it in the Canaries, and then I met her in, I think it was Paris actually. I think it was Paris or Madrid. She actually was at one of those trade fairs. And her stall was incredible. I mean, you know, she had done everything with recycled cotton, but it was so perfect, and everything, was flowing into one another. Her idea was incredible, and unfortunately, it was a project that she then left aside. But I still thought she was an incredible person. So I remember meeting her in Tenerife, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sad that your label's gone, but you know, I think it was so good." She said, "Oh no, but you know, I do interior decorating." I thought, "Oh my God, you know, this could be the one." I mean, I understand how she formulates ideas. So we met up, not immediately because she was obviously busy. She took some time off and whatever. And then when I met her again, she came to the flat and we just gelled. It was just like, you know, she had to do the job. There was no other way. And it was really interesting because through her, I met the person who sold my flat. I mean, you know, and through her, she put me in charge, you know, in touch with Tandem that actually did the work. So, I mean, she's opened so much. I get quite emotional about it. Because I wanted to actually be present in the execution of this space, which is mine and was so important to me. I really wanted to be part of the process. So we had this kind of weird triangle thing, which probably is a sort of hybrid of the style of working. But with Luisa from LCB Studio, we also included Jesus from Tandem, and it kind of worked. I mean, I don't know about them, but for me, it made me feel part of my own space, of creation of my own space, and it was super important for me at this time.
My name is Luisa Castañeda. I'm an interior designer. I own an interior design studio here in Santa Cruz de Tenerife. And my co-worker, Omaira Martin, and myself have been happily working with Lupe in this beautiful project. Well, for me, residential projects are always related to sharing time with the owners. So when I met you and I got all your beautiful vibe related to the passion about fashion, well, we met with this fashion project I had, and then afterwards we got in touch in order to come to see your house and share some time. Then I got that beautiful perspective of yours that always transmits that beautiful passion about fashion. And I have that passion about interior design. So sharing time with you has inspired me and has given me a chance to develop nice ideas which are different from the ones we usually have in certain aspects of regular people. So I hope this doesn't sound bad at all, but I mean that you have that sensitivity that I feel in myself as well. So I like very much how we have come to this point in which sharing different ideas or unusual ideas have been the main string to just like get all the project together. It's beautiful to work with people who have the power to understand what I have in my brain. It's not always easy if I'm not in the same, let's say, level of comprehension of beauty or aesthetic. So it's beautiful and exciting that we can share ideas and that we understand each other perfectly. Well, we always start with the practical distribution of the areas, the distribution of the furniture, and that all the main uses that the house has to give you are taken care of. So we start with that, and afterwards we develop the beautiful part of the project. So it's a matter of just like taking some decisions at the beginning, and then afterwards just like applying the aesthetic into that distribution. Well, it has been really, really interesting and exciting and nurturing for me that we have taken some time together to go and look for secondhand furniture, and then that you also challenged me to use all things that we already had, because it's not so easy to find people here that actually have the view of taking care of sustainability and reuse some materials or furniture. So that has been really nice, because it has been a challenge, and that has given me kind of a spark of having to take creativity to a different level. Well, the biggest one has been transmitting the idea to the workers that we have been dealing with here in the Reformation, because they didn't have, or some of them didn't have the sensitivity to just like take care of some things that we care a lot about. So that has been the challenge, just like to get everyone involved as much as possible in order to make this intervention get to the point that we wanted to. It's like okay, we have to take care for the marble that has been in the bathroom for a long time. We have to take that carefully out of the walls to put it on the floor. So we have to transmit that importance to the workers, so that the work gets done in order to our values. That has been the most challenging part of the project. When you tell me that most of the spots that we have created are beautiful, different for you in the way that you can use them in different ways for your work, or just for feeling complete in all the spots, that makes me really happy. And because it's not only that you feel that way, it's that we feel that way as well. So it's really beautiful and inspiring that we get to the point, because I feel like we have been growing with this project. Well, we had a lot of luck when we went to that second-hand store and we got every piece of furniture that we wanted. That was magic, because it's not always like that, unless if you do it with second-hand furniture. We got a desk, we got some chairs, we got these two nice stools, and everything fit perfectly. It never happens this way, so I think we had a beautiful day that day. Well, most of the challenges have been coordinating everyone so that we can do the project in the timing we wanted. We didn't get the complete project to be done in the time we expected, and there have been so many different workers and different services that it has been a little bit a pity that we had to follow everyone and make hundreds of calls to make people or giving a budget, or just like doing the work and being following the plan as we did. That has been the hardest work. From the beginning, that was one of the priorities, and we kept in mind all that. So we have been using lots of materials and pieces of furniture that we have. We gave them second lives. For example, the painting that we have used, we assured that it was eco painting, and that it didn't have the compounds, the toxic compounds. And most of the work based in sustainability has been also taking care of that the things that we have put here in the house for decoration, that we got them here. It's not like we ordered them from somewhere really far away. It's just like we try to keep everything near. This has been the most exciting and also challenging part of the project, because this house has a big legacy, and I mean it in the way that the style that it already had, and all the elements, the fabrics applied to the walls. You don't find that here. So I was amazed by the house when I got here at first, but we had to give the house your touch. So I tried to mix your personality, your cosmopolitan personality, and get it mixed to the house. So it had that this house had the heritage of really classic kind of Versaillesque style. So we tried to put lots of your vibe into the house and mix it with a little bit of our talent or how we mix things in these cases. So I'm really happy because I think we really got to a natural style that is the mixture without any, how do you say complejo in English? Sin complejo, un estilo nuevo sin complejo. It's a new style without complex, really heterogeneous and fun and vibrant. So this, I think you feel it when I talk about that is really an amazing exercise that we have done together.
Soy Jesús González, arquitecto técnico, aparejador. Me he encargado de la dirección técnica de ejecución de este proyecto de la Casa de Lupe y este es el resultado. Tengo una compañía con un compañero que tratamos de llevar desde el inicio de los proyectos a través del estudio de arquitectura la materialización a la realidad con la constructora. La constructora se llama Tandem y es con quien hemos realizado este proyecto. Bueno, en este proyecto tuvimos varios puntos que marcaron la diferencia, sobre todo en todos los proyectos. La mayor diferencia son los intervinientes. Tenemos un estudio por una parte, que es la figura que contrata la propiedad y la que mantiene la armonía entre la propiedad y la contrata. Siempre son intervinientes distintos. En este caso estamos nosotros como constructora, con técnico yo particularmente, que también es otra figura dentro, y después aparte está el cliente. Entonces ya nace cada proyecto directamente de unos parámetros completamente distintos antes de empezar con el proyecto, con lo cual eso fue el máximo punto de diferencia que diferencia todo. De todas formas tuvimos que adaptarnos un poco a lo existente. Ese es el mayor reto que tiene siempre las obras de reforma, quizá no tanto las obras nuevas, y marcando con esas pautas entre el nacimiento y la ejecución tuvimos que realizar este proyecto que ha quedado de esta manera. Bueno, yo tengo el apartado técnico de ejecución, que el estudio se asesora de mi parte para poder llevar a la ejecución la materialización de lo que ellos tienen plasmado en diseño y en plano, con lo cual tienen esa confianza y yo trato de transmitir esa información dotada en la experiencia de otras obras y plasmarlo en el proyecto, ¿no? Siempre en el proyecto viene una idea de diseño dibujada o pensada en plano y yo trato de plasmarla en la realidad con las complicaciones y con las normativas que nos puedan afectar, con lo cual es esa parte de trasladar a lo real lo que ha sido diseñado por otro estudio, lo que he colaborado. De los puntos más complicados que tuvimos en el proyecto fue tratar de integrar y preservar unidades dentro de la casa que se mantenían del estado anterior al actual. Hubo dos intervenciones grandes, ¿no? El de solidarizar la casa de arriba, porque previamente era una casa de 2 unidades, con lo cual independizarla de arriba y materializarla de abajo, que es la que nos hemos centrado nosotros, eso fue ya un apartado, sobre todo en instalaciones, que nos costó bastante, pero se solventó. Y el tener que preservar parte de toda esa arquitectura o diseño o decoración todavía durante la ejecución de la obra, pues nos costó mantenerlo, preservarlo y que al final tuviera un acabado y un significado en la terminación de la propia casa. El punto más singular o el que más nos costó de integrar en cuanto al diseño fue el despiezar las 2 unidades. Teníamos una casa arriba y una casa abajo y el tratar de que la vivienda de arriba siguiera su curso con otro cliente y esta unidad con un proyecto integral solo para esta casa funcionara, el desmembrarlo y poder tener 2 unidades completamente independientes fue el más complicado. A mí de todos los proyectos lo que más me traslada es la experiencia y lo diferente que me marque de cada proyecto, porque al final ya llevo algún que otro proyecto encima, con lo cual cuanto haya marcas de distinción son las que al final recuerdo y plasmas una foto y te viene a la cabeza. Con lo cual este proyecto está marcado de 1000 tips pequeñitos que te van trasladando a cosas que no ves en otros sitios o que te pueden recordar pero que no lo has hecho definitivamente. Los colores mezclados, integración de unidades antiguas con nuevas, tratar de recuperar materiales existentes en la propia casa para reutilizarlos. Esa integración y esa complejidad es la que más me ha marcado. Vale, nosotros tuvimos varios puntos de participación en cuanto a la sostenibilidad en la casa. Tratamos de aplicar en las unidades que íbamos a reformar, que no se reformó al 100% la vivienda, tratamos de que esas unidades fueran y tuvieran alguna práctica sostenible. Las carpinterías, por ejemplo, hicimos control de factor solar para que no hubiera tanta transmitancia térmica en el interior. pusimos doble acristalamiento, pusimos controles en la carpintería y mejoramos la carpintería al estado previo. Tratamos de hacer también un sistema para, ya no eficiencia, sino para comodidad y reutilización del agua a través de filtros y a través de filtros de sedimentos y de purificación del agua, con lo cual se puede estar aprovechando la misma agua que te viene del sistema público para utilización de agua potable propia del particular, y sobre todo el volver a llevar a vida unidades como estaban en desuso a través de los propios sanitarios que se mantenían o a través de algunas unidades particulares. La diferencia es tratar de no dar por perdido el material ni descartar al 100% la unidad de donde parte, sino tratar de darle un sentido al proyecto, ¿no? Eso no suele estar. Suele venir todo con un proyecto establecido, con unas normas y unas cosas establecidas en las cuales se demuelen y se parten desde cero, aunque sean de reforma, con lo cual tú tienes unas nuevas pautas y unos nuevos acabados y unas nuevas directrices que te puedes marcar en normativa nueva, y viene con nombre y apellido los pasos que tienes que seguir. Aquí en este caso no, en este caso mantuvimos cosas anteriores, tenemos que recondicionarnos y ver cómo podemos adaptarlo, y sobre todo tenemos que hacer que se adapte y que encaje lo existente con lo nuevo que estamos ejecutando. En los proyectos nosotros tenemos esa visión híbrida normalmente porque siempre está la propiedad. Es verdad que la propiedad no suele aportar un valor de terminación del propio proyecto, sino le transmite sus sensaciones al estudio y es el estudio el que acaba plasmando, pero en esta causa, ha sido algo particular porque el propio propietario participaba en cuanto al diseño y en cuanto a la ejecución, con lo cual hemos tenido que adaptarnos a través de esas tres unidades, ¿no? Constructora, estudio y cliente, para acabar llevando un solo fin y encontrarse con esta terminación. Pero digamos que es un terreno que conocemos y que tratamos de adaptarnos, y que creo que al final, colaborando los tres pilares, es donde se acaba materializando aquí. Cuando uno de esos pilares trabaja por separado o toma decisiones unilateralmente, es cuando se acaba desvirtuando el proyecto y no se alcanza una materialización completa o está disconforme alguna de las partes, y creo que se nota cuando una casa termina en condiciones como tiene que terminar. Yo estoy orgulloso. Lo importante es marcar dos pautas, ¿no? A mí me gusta mucho la foto de terminación. Yo soy una persona técnica que estoy acostumbrado a ver el fallo, y me detengo muy poco en la solución, no porque no me guste y me apasiona, que me pasa, sino porque mi trabajo y mi día a día me lleva a buscar la patología, la peritación, en la búsqueda constante del problema más que y la solución, más que de la terminación. No me he especializado en esa parte, aunque me guste. Con lo cual, cuando lo ves terminado, cuando lo ves el resultado plasmado, cuando vienen después las recomendaciones y el tips de oye, me gusta, oye, me encanta, cómo has hecho esto, dónde sacaste eso te reconforta y te llena, ¿no? Entonces sí que me gusta bastante plasmar algo que sea diferente y que digan esta parte de ejecución ha sido por este tipo de empresa o por este técnico. Y sobre todo también la colaboración. A nosotros nos gusta que el estudio esté cómodo, que el cliente se sienta cómodo desde el principio. Si tenemos que adaptarnos, si tenemos que ceder en partes, tenemos que ceder, y no somos de tratar de pisar a nadie, y queremos tener un trato correcto con todas las unidades que intervienen porque nos las acabamos encontrando. Al final en la isla, con los proyectos que tenemos, nos acabamos encontrando en esta o en la siguiente, y nos gusta esa armonía entre el proyecto y el cliente. Nos gusta mucho diferenciar y marcar la insistencia en que el trato personal, nosotros invertimos tiempo y dinero en ese trato personal. Para nosotros es importantísimo. A mí el valor añadido son dos particularmente. Creo que al haber quitado esta unidad que había central aquí, justo que en donde se ocupa la cocina había un baño que integraba y oscurecía toda la casa, al darle esa sensación de amplitud, la casa ha cambiado al 400%, pero a mí particularmente como rincón único el que me gusta es la terraza. Creo que al haber metido el exterior de la propia ciudad dentro de la casa con esta cristalera amplia y abierta, con esos cristales de gran amplitud, creo que se le ha ampliado la superficie real de la casa y es un rincón muy agradable para estar, que ya no tiene una sensación térmica asfixiante, agobiante, al contrario, tiene ventilación, tiene un control solar que puedes estar cómodo, y es un espacio donde creo que se pueden pasar muchas horas y de una manera muy cómoda y disfrutable.
Every day when I get up, I go to one of the spaces and it just makes me so happy because it's so me. Even to, you know, the blue surrounds, the material that was used on some of the windows, which was from a designer, Marco and Maria. I mean, the whole thing is like, I just didn't expect it to be so true to what. This space is exactly, actually, what I was looking for, because I've already had people stay. I've had some designers stay here, and it felt so easy. You know, we each have our room, and they stayed when I've been here, and we can then have a chat in the evenings on the sofas. In the morning, you know, my office is open, so therefore I've got all my stuff on that amazing tabletop. And I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be so versatile, really. I mean, I'm in love with it, really in love with it. Well, I've got some ideas what else I can do with it. I've got some boutiques that are thinking they might come and do a shoot here because they love it. And also, I mean, with, you know, there are so many different angles with one shot. I mean, with one dress, you can put it in different contexts, which I think is really fascinating. That's what I'm all about. And products. I can see myself displaying the products on that fabulous tabletop, and having guests on and enjoying the space. I mean, I don't think I've thought, well, I'm actually doing a new podcast and I'm using that as well. So apart from that, I think more or less everything I wanted has been realized, and what else can one want in life except that?